Hello everyone, welcome back to Irony English School Online. Today it's our great honor to have our former student Tony back with us. Hi Tony, long time no see.
Hello.
Yeah, would you like to please introduce yourself to our students?
Of course. Hello everybody, my name is Tony. I learned English with Irene when I was in high school, and I graduated from National Taipei University of Education with a bachelor degree in Children English Education. And this year I'm going to be a formal English teacher in elementary school in Taipei City.
Congrats.
Yes,
Mhm.
thank you.
All right, so what changed you the most when you learned English with us?
Okay. I remember when I was in high school learning English with you, we talked about different issues around the world. For example, I remember we talked about the issue in Catalonia.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, and we separated the class into two groups. One is pro independence, and the other is against independence.
Yeah.
So we had an interesting debate about why the people in Catalonia want to be independent.
Yeah.
And we use the English language to try to convince the other group. And I think that is an interesting activity because we use the language to communicate with each other, try to express ourselves, and also use the language to listen to others. That is the important skills with the language.
Yes, that's the part that I love very much because at that moment I can also learn from you guys. You just shoot around the ideas in the air, and I think, well, wow, your answers are quite creative and very interesting. Yeah, that is my favorite part as well. All right, so would you like to share the tips that you would like to polish your English while you have some free time?
Okay. When I'm free, I usually listen to some podcast like CNN or BBC News, so that I can know what's happening around the world.
Wow.
Because I like to know different things around the world, and also I like to read fictions, which makes me feel relaxed.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Some students would like to say to me that they think understanding CNN and BBC is quite challenging for them. Do you have any comments or suggestions for them?
Okay. Yeah, sometimes there will be some hard words that we haven't heard or haven't seen. But instead of looking up the dictionary, I would just guess the meaning.
Yeah.
Because you can quickly or briefly guess the meaning from the sentence or from the stories the anchors are talking. So I think just briefly guessing the meaning and from the sentence, from the story is the suggestion I would give you.
Yeah, so when you watch that kind of videos, do you turn on subtitles sometimes?
Sometimes I will turn on subtitles, but sometimes when I listen to the podcast, I cannot.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just listen to the words and try to guess what it means in the sentence.
Yeah, I think the strategy is very important because what you have to do is you just judge the meaning from the context given or provided, right? And you just grab the main idea of the passage. I think that's good enough for listening practice. Yeah, that's a good tip. Thank you, Tony. As you mentioned earlier, you're going to be an elementary school teacher in the future. So any teaching strategies that you would like to adopt in your teaching?
Okay. So in my teaching, I will use some authentic scenario for the students. For example, when I teach direction, I will use Google Maps for my students. Yeah, so they need to find the direction from our school to, for example, the train station or the bus stop, and they need to share the direction with their classmates.
Wow, that's really nice. Instead of getting high scores on their exams, they have to learn how to use the language itself. That is your teaching goal, right? Yes, I think that's very important as well. All right, so let's come to the end of our interview, and I would like to add some comments, suggestions that you would like to give to our learners.
Sure. So my suggestion is that don't be shy when you use the language.
Yes.
Yes. So when you communicate with others, you just try to find the words, the way you want to express your ideas, and be brave. Don't be shy. Use the language, and then you will find it is not so hard to use the language to communicate.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So once again, thank you, Tony, very much. Yes. We had a great time together, and I hope you can enjoy our talk today, and I'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye. 好，不知道会不会好一点？
有很多可以剪哦。
对啊，我觉得哇，完了有的剪了，我这下。